Yay, we are live. Just gotta set some things up before we really get going. So, hope you guys are happy with the scene there. We are live, we are live, we are live. Let's see if it shows up. Not yet. There it goes. And we have sound. Hi, Celestial Rogue. Just a minute, I have to do some editing and set stuff up here. Filming on my iPhone again, so I have to do everything else on the computer. Let's see what else. Babylon. Trying to get the keywords in. Okay, and so we need this in the description. Gotta get the dragon himself in there. My original image will be in the description once I get this finished. It'd be so much easier if I could do all of this ahead of time, but I can't. And let's get Digital Hammurabi's channel listed in the description, because this is who the painting is for Josh and Megan. And save changes. I can't edit the title. Oh yeah, I can. I don't know why it gave that title. I'm trying to type on my iPhone. Swear. Okay, save changes again. Now let's go and see if I can actually see my own video. There, sound is still working. Hi Jeremy, I'm still just kind of getting things together here, and then we will get to painting. As I said, I'm filming on my phone, so it's kind of annoying. There we go. And see, I don't think there's anywhere else. Oh, Twitter. Last one. There. Okay. Hey, we are good. 2 dragon scarves. Now I'm jealous. There we go. Now I am jealous. I need a dragon scarf in my life. Let me make sure this is on the rack here. Good. Sorry about the camera quaking. So what we got today is just that one section. I'm gonna try to get a few hours in here. I have to go mow the lawn yet. Did some weeding and still, of course, gotta mow the lawn yet. Oh, this is annoying. There, straighten that camera out. I'm gonna be moving the canvas this way too so that I can work on it. You guys will be able to see a lot more. Just knock everything down here. I want to get this thing done so I can get to working on the next thing that's going to take up all my time. Well, I have a big dragon here too that I got to work on, but okay, that should be good. And I need one thing under here to support this. My little pony! Full of tarot cards. Oh, for Pete's sake. I could do all this ahead of time if I was thinking. Yeah, whatever. Okay. So, for this, I'm going to be standing up for part of it. I'm again using a Craft Smart white. The label finally fell off. And just trying to use the last bit of that bottle. Oh, let's go through the paint colors first. So we got the Craft Smart white. We've got Delta Ceramcoat Ocean Reef blue. Craft Time black. It was a random find at a thrift store. Still got the Liquitex Soft Body Raw Sienna Professional. And that one is ancient, and I'm using up the last of it. Craft Smart Mediterranean blue. Craft Smart bright yellow. Delta Ceramcoat Kelly green. Handmade Modern from Target satin acrylic. It's Sky is the color. Handmade Modern satin acrylic. Multi-surface. This is Driftwood. These are great paints from Target. I love these. And then Liquitex Soft Body Unbleached Titanium. Again, one of those really expensive jars. Just using size 1 brush throughout this entire canvas. I may not get, I still have part of the bottom to go yet underneath because this is stretched on a wooden frame. And I know I'll get the top and maybe the side done today. I don't know. It depends on where my body is and what you guys can see out of it, out of the canvas. Well, let me see if I can get the paint out of this thing. It's not happening. I might be at the end. Okay, so I'll have to switch white. There's a little bit. Trying to make sure I'm not in the way too much. I'll be zooming in the camera on the spot I'm working on as well, so. I didn't want to get these paints out ahead of time because I want to have them as liquid as possible for the longest time. And the reason I'm going with the cheaper paints on this is, like the soft body and stuff, you'll find that those are really thick. I like to blend them with the cheaper paints, but what you find with craft acrylics is that they're a lot more liquid and smooth than than the more professional ones, and I like that. It gives me a lot of blending room. And to get the kind of texture that I want. All right, let's get some of this last dregs here. This one bottle managed to last the entire canvas, almost. That's pretty cool. Having to scoop it out with a palette knife, but hey, it works. You have a little bit left in there yet. Where's my trusty old towel? Oh, ancient towel. I paint furniture and other stuff to upcycle. Oh, nice. I end up making a lot of jewelry and things, and then my needle felting and stuff. I wanted to paint and upcycle furniture, but I just never had the time for it. And then when I finally did, it's like, you know, I've had all these injuries and everything else that it's just like, well, so much for that. Although I still have a pedal-operated scroll saw. You sit on it and pedal it like a bicycle. That's out in the garage. It's a design from the 1500s. And of course, it's a reproduction. But it's got an old metal tractor seat, and I just sit on that, and I can do scroll saw work with it. And I enjoy that thing. But right now there's a spare car sitting in my garage that we can't sell, so it's taken up all the space for my woodworking. The car's sitting in there because the state of Minnesota is very, very behind on everything, so they we haven't gotten the tabs on this car yet, even though we paid it off now almost a year ago. So it's pretty frustrating. I need the money, and there's like $2,000 of a car sitting in the garage I can't get rid of. Oh, yes. My husband's running into days like that with his MS where his vision's getting really bad. Okay, so we were over here, and and the cat's meowing at the door. He's really upset. Mommy, where are you? And my hands are really, really dirty because I have been out digging in the dirt and weeding and stuff. So I did wash them several times, and it only works so far. Boy, he's upset. He does not like being separated from me at all. And then, of course, Daddy's sleeping because he's going to be driving for Lyft all night, so that bedroom door is shut too. And so Wraith is very, very unhappy. No, not a happy kitten. A little bit in here. Okay, good. Good, good, good. I'm just walking back and forth to look at the messages. Oh, funny. Oh, that's funny. Oh, he gave up. I was out weeding again yesterday too, and I would have live streamed last night, but I was so tired when I got done because I'd been out for a couple hours. And I got visited by this little cat, this pretty little tortoise shell that she looks like I took the paintbrush and spattered black paint on her face too. Poor little girl was so hungry. So I went and got her a can of cat food and water and stuff, and I encountered her when I was taking my garbage and recycling out, and she followed me from there, and no collar, no identification whatsoever, and she just stayed with me for hours, and that was before I fed her even. And I don't know if somebody abandoned her or not. I didn't see her again today. Oh, hi, Mandy. I miss you too. Hi, Paranoia. Oh boy, this sky paint, this is last vestige of this bottle too, and it's just starting to get a little too thick. Yeah, hubby and I are thinking if that little cat keeps coming back and there's, you know, if it doesn't look like she's in any better shape, probably going to take her to the vet and have her tested and everything, make sure she doesn't have leukemia, and then take her in, keep her. She's very sweet. And really, really cute. Only problem is it looks like she's recently stopped nursing kittens. So it's like, what stage are the kittens in, or does she still have them? Or did she have them in a house and somebody kicked her out? Because that happened to a cat last year. People kept letting her get out, so she had a litter of kittens. They kept the kittens and kicked her out, and it was just, I was so mad. Because then the other neighbor got a hold of the cat. I was going to take her to the vet and get her checked out and everything. He got a hold of the cat, was going to have her as a house cat, and then showed up one day and asked my husband if I wanted the cat, and I was sound asleep. So my husband said, well, this is the time she's scheduled to wake up. I'll have her come over right away. And I came over there, and my husband was on his way to work and had seen animal control come down our street. And he didn't think of it, but the guy had called it the city and had them come pick up the cat instead of waiting for me to wake up. And I was pretty attached to that one. But we weren't going to bring her inside yet because we wanted to make sure we had the money to be able to take her into the vet. Humane Society wasn't going to help because we weren't in that dire of straits. Of course, this neighbor's the same one who's got tinfoil on his windows and told me he's got lots of guns and he's ex-military and old guy, and so we call him Mr. Cranky Pants. We don't say that to his face, but he is really cranky. He accosted my kids and grilled them, wondering why my son and his girlfriend were parking in front of our house. He actually came out of his house across the street just to grill them with questions. And it's like, these kids grew up here? You know? So yeah, we got some fun neighbors. I really hope this kitty just got out on somebody and that they got her back. I don't want the same thing to happen to her. Hi, Blue. Oh, episode 5. That was so out of character for Daenerys. I was I was not happy. I was very out of character for her. And, I mean, yeah, she had several instances where she was hinting at she's going to burn this city down and she's going to burn this one down. And, yeah, I get that, but it just, the way her troops treated the civilians and everything else, it was just awful. And yeah, Daenerys just snapped. It's like, holy cow, what the heck just happened? I thought the Hound's death was really cool. They did that scene well. Arya's escape was really well done, and the fact that they were trying to go and have you see it from the point of view of all the people running for their lives was well done. So the filmmaking itself was pretty good, but the writing was just... This whole season is going way too fast. They should have done this as a mini-series and had 2-hour episodes like other shows have done. Torchwood did their last one as a mini-series. They would have given a lot better time and a lot more attention to the writing and to the detail that they should have put into it. So, I don't even know. I'm just not thrilled with what they did. Like, the ships. They were able to quickly turn those ballistas on the ships and take down the other dragon. So here she is flying straight at the ballista, and they couldn't even fire, and they couldn't load the things. They had so many of them on every ship, and they couldn't do it. What the heck? The story working was not the best. Of course, the effects, the dragon flying low over the water and everything, that was cool as heck. You know, the effects, you can't complain about the effects at all. They were beautiful. But it just didn't make any sense to me. Yeah, cranky pants. Yeah, they compressed it too much. Yeah, I suppose. I missed that part, but they just compressed it too much. They shot this actual storytelling out the window. I felt they really shortchanged the storytelling. And that's the part that has me upset. It should have been like one season of the battle with the Night King, and then another season with trying to take over King's Landing, is what they should have done. And I'm really disgusted with all the troops deciding to suddenly go after the innocents. The Dothraki, I understand. That's their nature. They go in, they capture. If they leave survivors, the survivors end up becoming slaves or wives to the warriors. So that was in their nature, but the Northmen, Jon's own troops participated. The Unsullied just went absolutely crazy. I was just not happy with how they did the storytelling on this. And they, in my opinion, they tossed out every bit of growth that Jaime had throughout the past seasons. They pulled a DC television with, if you watch DC, they do things like with Green Arrow and Flash, they'll have the characters, you know, learn something one episode and then they completely forget and repeat their mistakes over and over and over again. And that's what I felt they did with Jamie. He witnessed his sister commit absolute atrocities. And yeah, he loved his sister, I get that. But it's like any bit of growth he had, he just threw everything away. And that was not a happy moment for me either. But the Hound, I thought, that should have been like a whole episode in itself of just the Hound and his brother. You know, that was pretty cool. That was a fitting end for him. He actually was not a bad guy. Oh, sorry, I banged the camera. Quake! Yeah, they just, the storytelling makes me so sad. Because, you know, I'm a gamer. Hubby and I met playing D&D, and his DMing is the storytelling. I mean, yeah, you have the battles, you have all of that stuff, but the character development and the story is things that always made me think that he's a better dungeon master than the guy I dated who was a dungeon master judge at Gen Con before that. Because there was that world building and there was that storytelling, and some of our sessions would go like 11 to 16 hours, you know. Have players crying. And the emotional attachment, and not just from the character, but just the character development and all of that stuff. That's what I've grown to love, and they just, it hurt. Watching what they did to GOT hurt. Doing a lot more brown in here. I want the bricks to look worn off. Procrastinating on the mowing. I don't want to mow, but my yard needs it. It's like in the 70s outside right now, so I have to wait till evening, otherwise I'm going to end up with heat stroke. Done that before. I don't handle the heat very well. More jewelry on Etsy tonight. I'm trying to get sales in. We're so bad behind on the bills again. It's just horrible. So it's just constantly playing catch up. And then all this overtime I was supposed to get. Kid's in the hospital, so I'm not working with him right now till he comes home. It's like, oh man. Still getting full time though, so I'll still have my insurance and everything, so I'm happy for that. I have enough hours at my other case. But it's just the bills are due faster than the catching up is. It's frustrating. Did make myself feel better, though. I went to go visit my little patient in the hospital, and we had playtime, and he's getting better, and he'll be home soon, so it's like I'm not going to lose another one, thankfully. I don't think I could handle that. Gnome character. Oh, I have a bunny hopping across my yard. Oh, he's so cute. One of my best friends played a valley gnome. And here's this 6'4" guy with this long black ponytail doing valley talk in character. The funniest stuff ever. And then the DM made the mistake of putting a wand of wonder in the game. It was supposed to be there. So I can't really say it was a mistake, except the valley gnome got a hold of it. And so the barbarian, and this is back when, you know, I first got into major sessions right out of college, or in college, I should say. The barbarian turned around, and the valley gnome aimed the wand at his +3 halberd and turned it into a +3 halibut. And we could not stop the peals of laughter during that gaming session. It was ridiculous, but it was just comedic relief all the way around. It was so funny. Valley gnomes speaking valley talk. It's scary. Okay, I'm taking them. Oh, I like that on the camera. That looks nice. Good. Only 45 degrees there. Oh. No, no, no. Let's lay in some of the paint on here. Hoping I have enough money by the weekend for the farmer's market. I want to see if I can buy asparagus seedlings and get those in. Won't be able to harvest them for a couple of years, but I want to get some different lettuces and stuff in, but I might not be able to get as much in as I had hoped, because by the time I have money, the planting season's going to be a little late. But I expanded my bed for greens so I can get the asparagus in, and we have one bed prepped for potatoes and another one for tomatoes. And then I got my planter for my herbs ready to go. It's this multi-shelved wooden one. Of course, I've been harvesting the dandelions and stuff, but I'm starting to have a lot more trouble eating greens because it's, ever since I've been on the estrogen, it's really hard to start eating stuff like that. It's really irritating my teeth, which is why I decided, yeah, veganism wasn't it. So I don't know. We'll see. If anything, I'll blanch a bunch of stuff and freeze it, and then I can use it in stews and stuff. Because this fall, I'm getting half of a pig, and then I've got a bunch of duck and rabbit and stuff in the freezer right now. Hopefully I'll get more pheasant in the fall too, would be really nice. Or if I got lucky and my son gets a deer finally would be really awesome. Okay, I'm sorry I'm in the way, guys. I'm trying not to be. Back in the way again. Okay. Let's go back to that one section there. Yeah, I'm really liking that. These colors are looking good. A 6 repeater crossbow. Hi, Allie. Oh my gosh, that would be funny to watch. Or to see is somebody playing gnome with a 6 repeater crossbow. Oh my gosh. There'd be way too much laughter going on with that one. Because this paint is really super thick, I've been able to just pick it right up off the canvas and set it back down in a different spot. And that's given me some texture on the brick too. I shouldn't have gone away from this spot. But that looks good though. Gonna paint like the wind, paint like the wind. Yeah, I like the texture that paint's putting in. It's working out really well. I had to laugh. I had posted this on Discord, and Digital HAMMURABI, Josh and Megan, they turned around and Josh said that by rights he should auction this off for the HAPS project, but his lizard brain wants to keep it. Well, that would work out really well with a giant sitting on the, or with a gnome sitting on a giant's shoulder. Oh yeah, I found that out with Dragon Coast as well. I'm probably gonna live stream Dragon Coast tomorrow before I go to work. The only thing I found is that it's having trouble loading chunks, but I guess that's a pretty common issue with the latest update, as a lot of people have been having chunk loading issues. But I had to have a breather from it for a while and went into No Man's Sky, and I'm still playing that. but I just needed a break from Minecraft. It was just getting to be too much. And yeah, so I'm feeling better now. I think it was just life was too much. There's just way too many things going on. Sorry, spilled something, so I have a paper towel roll here. So I needed to just have a mental break from it, and that's working out pretty good, actually. So the one section of my mirrored hall where I have to mimic that entire hall that's before the mirrored one, I have to do that below the floor, and I've actually got quite a bit of that done. So I'll be ready to start working probably on Jade's statue on one of the towers. I want to do a really, really large angel statue in 3D. I always pick these huge projects that I have no idea how I'm going to do them. But I want it to look like a massive sculpture, so going with a tutorial is not going to do it. I'm going to have to do it just the way I do things, you know, the hard way. Careful where I put my finger. Sorry, concentrating here. You can't put your finger there. Sorry, hubby's joke. Actually, it's from Avenue Q. He took me to see that, and I just about crawled under my seat during some of it. Like the full-on puppet sex. And one of the lines from it, you can't put your finger there. Put your finger there. Now if you think that that's puppets that look like the Muppets from Sesame Street with some of the actors from Sesame Street, now I've just ruined your childhood if you haven't seen it. You're welcome. Okay. I didn't miss any lines. Doesn't look like it. I'm going to have to put some more in, I think, though. Not too many non-broken bricks on this side. Oh yeah, oh yeah, that works. Oh, starting over in your knitting project. Oh, ouch. Hubby hates when he has to start over on something because it just didn't work out right. I'm going to check the condition of my oil paints, because if I have good enough ones, I'll be able to probably start a live stream, I don't know, maybe Friday or Saturday, where I'm oil painting on leather. I have a really nice leather, black leather purse and black leather baseball cap that I want to do a set of dragons on to put up for sale. But if I have to buy oil paints, then that won't be happening soon. I have some, but I haven't opened them up for years, so they might be pretty bad. We shall see. Then I want to actually do one of my style dragons on there. There we go. Getting it. Alright, I'm gonna try moving over here. Okay. Oh. That's a little better. Oh, I like that. Now down here. And a little white. Okay. Ah, I got some on my finger. Oh well. Casting on 192 stitches. Oh, holy cow. Girl. That's insane. Okay. We're making our way. Getting there. holding my palette at an angle, so all the blue ran into the green, so I gotta fix that. Okay, I'm not in the way. No. Good. Sorry, I should have shut off Discord before I started this. Way too much green, doggone it. That wasn't what I wanted to have happen. I really can't do much till it dries just a little bit for me to go back to it. And then the paint sticks to the metal part of the brush. Like, gee, thanks. So helpful. Actually, the green isn't too bad. A little too much texture in that one corner. It was driving me crazy. That green isn't too bad. I'll tone it with more blue. Yeah, it's just bugging me just a teeny little bit there. There, get rid of the beeping from Discord. It's driving me nuts. That one to blend in this corner. Just to make it look like some of the color had peeled, almost peeled off the brick. There we go. Now I'm getting the tone in there that I want. Okay. I'll come back and do one more batch of blue over top of that, I think. Let's get some of that green over here too. Okay, gotta adjust the camera again. There. My blues back. Getting there, getting there. Okay, don't drink the brush water. Okay. I kept adding water to the crystal light as I drank it down while I was outside, so it's really diluted. Just a little bit of flavor in there, so I've probably had about, I don't know, maybe 5 cups of water already today. Okay, can I tone that down just a little more? That's better. Okay. Going to the top. I know you guys can't see the top here, but I gotta at least get that looking right, because then I have less to deal with after all's said and done. Let's do a little bit of that. I started watching a show that actually is kind of really interesting, was The Colony on Netflix. And really dark. I know it's trying to survive with an alien invasion, and they get into aspects of the government creating a religion to control the people and stuff like that, and it's just really, really interesting. I'm only on season 1, so I hope it continues to be good. Started out pretty slow, but it's more than made up for it. Pretty impressed with it. Whoops. Well, that's okay. That will be an easy fix. All right, this is going to be the tricky spot. Let's see. Yeah. Black too. Keep the shading in there a bit. Because now we're heading back into the detail. Gotta lower my arm a minute. Rotator cuffs are so fun when they're torn. Yeah, that's looking really cool. Up at the top again. Okay. I just got done watching Lucifer too. That one was really good. Cried at the end of season 4. That was a good one. I wasn't expecting it to be as decent as it was. It was a nice surprise. more white. I'm just checking to make sure my screensaver doesn't kick in. Oh, yeah, that's what hubby's running into too, is his MS has really been kind of hitting his vision. Mostly when he's just waking up and stuff, so, or he's trying to read. So it's not, it hasn't affected his driving yet. I'm just waiting for kind of the bomb to drop though, because I don't know. The thing with his remission is that he can feel stuff right now, which means he can feel all the pain. And that's not the fun part for sure. So he's back to his legs hurting a lot, and he'll just lay in bed and just twitch. That light isn't helping me much. So let's move that. There we go. I need a little more black. I gotta be careful. I keep setting my tray next to the big wool dragon that I'm making, and I don't want to get paint on him, or I'll be having to change color schemes. Now for me, some days it's just being tired affects my vision. But I'm also diabetic, so, you know, I'm waiting for that to decide to rear its ugly head, you know. Oh, there goes your eyesight. That's how I ended up with $5,000 worth of saddle making supplies because, and leather and stuff, because the saddle maker found me on Facebook and couldn't make saddles anymore because he couldn't see because he was diabetic. And it's like, I don't want to end up in that situation. So I got into kind of an argument. I'm back on, you know, doing my watching stupid vegan carnivore debates. And there's this one guy, he calls himself Severia, but it's, everybody says Sverige. And he'll go and eat raw meat at vegan festivals and stuff. Like he got arrested in London, I guess, for eating a raw squirrel at a vegan event. He's just downright nasty, and so are his fans. So the ones like, well, diabetes is there because people eat themselves into it and it's their fault and everything, and this guy thinks that all medications are evil, and it's like, so are you going to tell them to not take their medications? Because, like, if they don't, then, you know, they're going to lose limbs and organs like their kidneys and lose their eyesight. They're going to go blind without the medications controlling the blood sugars. And then I said, so are you also going to tell parents and patients who have organ transplants that they need to stop taking their anti-rejection meds? And he's like, well, it's because of bad diet that they have to have their organs replaced. I said, what about infants who, you know, mothers ate right and everything, and they still have to have hearts replaced? How is that the infant's fault? And then without those medications, that infant's gonna die, you know? I mean, people are just unbelievably stupid when it comes to this whole thing. Some guy turned around and said food is medicine, and now they all seem to think that's what it is. And while, yeah, it's gonna make you be healthier longer if you eat right, food is not actual medicine. And the stupidity of these people, and especially saying that all medications are bad and the work of Satan because of the word pharmacology, and its original meaning in Latin, I guess. They seem to think that that means it's anti-Bible, and just the stupidity drives me crazy. And of course, I'm the bad one for working for Big Pharma and working for the system, you know. And it's on both sides of the fence, too. I get that same response from vegans as well. I'm going to check the live chat here. Oh, yeah, what were you supposed to do about the cataracts? Anti-science death fetishers? Yeah. Yeah, it's all about their ego. That's all it is. There's nothing altruistic about it. And then I have to watch yet, because it got posted online. I'm trying to remember who it was now. There was this one fairly large vegan channel that he organized an event to go and do a raid on a small family farm. And of course, it's the time of the year where they have the sows in the farrowing pens, because they have to be standing in order for the piglets to nurse. And the piglets will only nurse off of one nipple, in particular, their entire time that they are nursing off a mother. So these people went into the farm. The family also raises Cocker Spaniels, I guess. So the vegans were harassing the dogs. And then they went into the pig barn and they removed the piglets from the sows, tried to turn the sows loose. I guess they couldn't. But the piglets were squealing because they can't tell if they're being picked up or if it's a predator. And so, you know, it's upsetting the sows, it's upsetting the piglets, you know, for sure, and stressing everything out. Well, then they put the piglets in the wrong pens at the end of the whole exchange. And a lot of the piglets got trampled. And the other ones, you know, until they could get back with their mother, there were a few that starved. And so now the family's under fire because they had to pile up bodies outside in a pile from all these pigs that died. And it's like, the amount of stupid is just incredible. And instead of protesting factory farms or anything like that, which I don't like the factory farming at this point in our society, and to feed all these people we have, unfortunately, is it a necessary evil? But instead of going after that and complaining about that, they go after a small family farm. And that just pisses me off because I grew up on a small family farm. I mean, yeah, we had 37 horses and all of that, but it still was a fairly small family farm. And people from PETA came and poisoned the one show horse, and she almost died because they wanted to free her from her slavery. And this was a national champion horse over all breeds. And a very spoiled animal besides. She was pampered like you would not believe. And these people almost killed her, feeding her rat poison. And it blows my mind where they talk about, you know, taking care of the animals and all of this, and they have no respect for people. Like, I would love to know what they would do about the Maasai in Kenya, whose entire culture is based on herding their animals. Because they live in an area where they can't grow anything. So they live off of milk, they live off of blood, when one area is grazed out, they move and go to another grazing area. And, I mean, it's their entire culture, their whole way of life is based off of this. What, do these people think that whole culture should die as a result? And so I'm probably going to do a video about that because it's just kind of really upsetting. I guess it's more upsetting to me because I came from a farm. And, you know, I'm getting the meat discounted. I have a half of a pig coming in the fall. It's being hand raised. I met the pig. And yeah, it does bother me a bit, but I have to be able to make ends meet too. Yeah. Oh jeez, yeah, what are you gonna do about the cataracts? If that's an inherited thing. Yeah, and I guess I've had enough study of anthropology and everything else that I think that a lot of cultures should be preserved, and there's no way that they would want to do that. I'll just make the Maasai start eating legumes. And what's really funny is in India, where lentils, are a staple part of the diet, they're finding out that they have to go with GMO because the non-GMO lentils are not making it because of the climate and everything is just going to crap. And so a lot of farmers had not been able to grow anything, and this one woman, she's growing crops like crazy because she went and decided to get her GMO seeds and feed her family. But these people too would be so anti-GMO anything that they would let these people in India who are vegan starve. Because the crops just are not growing. It's just such twisted thinking. I'm going to try to get this intense blue back over here. come in a bit and finish the line work, but he's turning out pretty good. I'm really liking that. So there was my food, nutrition, farming, culture rant. A rant against the stupid. What's the matter with you people? And the main reason I try to go vegan is trying to get a hold of my blood pressure and my cholesterol and get it under control. And all I found out was that it made all of my teeth hurt, and I was supplementing and doing everything the way they say you're supposed to, and it made my entire mouth hurt. Couldn't chew anything. Even mashed potatoes hurt, and I felt like all my teeth were starting to fall out. Put meat and dairy back in my diet, and all of that went away within a week. So it's like, yeah, okay, I can't do that, but I'm on estrogen. And I have a feeling that has something to do with it. Whether it's affecting my calcium absorption rate or whatever. And it made me think Blair White, who's, if anyone hasn't run into her, she's transgender, she's a conservative, and a Trump supporter, which drives me crazy, but she's transgender, and she had to choose between her veganism or continuing with her hormone therapy. And so she chose her hormone therapy, and boy did she come under fire for that. There's a lot of people saying she's being lazy and all of this. She was taking estrogen, and she said she started feeling more and more sick. Well, I experienced that myself, so it's like, okay, she's not trying to be lazy. It wasn't working with what she is trying to do with her life. And they, there's a lot of vegans weren't very understanding of that. Oh, there we go. Well, if hubby's up for the day, I'll be able to mow earlier than I thought. I still gotta let it cool down just a little bit outside. We're gonna get this thing done. That's all there is to it. Okay, I'm gonna check out the live chat again. Yeah, Paranoia says the anti-GMO is so disingenuous. It's the same mindset as anti-vax and food equals medicine fanatics. They have no clue what they speak of, so it's all about their ego and demand authoritative rule to own others. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Lieutenant Galloway. Yeah, they have to take supplements, and I'm pretty sure a lot of those supplements are not organic. And Blair White was complaining that she's, taken handfuls of pills 3 times a day just to keep going, and she was feeling more and more sick. Okay, the diet's not working at that point, you know? It doesn't work for everybody. I still eat a lot of vegetable and stuff like that, but I just try to vary my diet. So hubby jokes that I'm out grazing in the yard because I'll be picking dandelions and stuff and cook them up. But even they're starting to bother me. So I don't know. Might be just done with greens for a while, just have to eat frozen veggies. Whatever. Oh, we're getting over here, guys. Oops. That's okay. I'll cover that with the... I might just leave that little curve in there when I go with the mortar. Oh, sounds like Wraith is upset out there. Hubby's going, oh my, and talking to the cat. Cat sounds very, very upset. Am I depriving him? Oh, I'm a horrible fur mama. He was kind of driving the one viewer's cat crazy because he was meowing through the door, and her cat could hear it. Oh, Thomas Wraith has a severe drooling issue. Oh, holy cow, that cat drools. As soon as the purr turns on, so does the drool. It's funny. Got my arm all wet. I used to have one cat named Yowler that would go and, yeah, he yowled a lot, but he'd go and drool so bad that you could watch it just drip from his mouth and land in a puddle. It's great. Oh, holy cow, we're so close. Ah! I'm gonna get a little bit more paint here. And adjust that angle just some more. And you guys get to see the wolf. Ah! I love that wolf. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put him. Oh, thank you, Just Went. Let's see, lab-grown meat throws vegans into a tizzy. Yeah, it is. Since lab-grown meat is cultured from a few cells from the original, I wonder if people who want to be cannibals can have their cake and eat it too by using human cells. They'd have to talk to L'Oreal makeup company because they have grown their own for a really long time. And thank you, Paranoia. Yeah. Oh my gosh, he is the biggest drooler. He's so cute. Our little rescue cat. Little Humane Society foundling. And boy is he spoiled. If we end up adopting the little girl, she's gonna, if she comes back, and I take her in as a rescue, she's gonna be spoiled rotten too. And her name will be Fancy. Ow, I just dropped that paint tube on my middle toe. That didn't feel good. All right. Let's get some of the mortar in here. So I might end up blocking things for a little bit. I apologize in advance. Too short. Be careful where I put my finger. Don't want to put my finger there. That made hubby laugh. Pull my finger, pull my finger. I'm begging you, please, oh, won't you pull my finger? Sorry, I had to get that out. Even when people are not in my art room with me, this is the random stuff that goes through my head while I'm working on projects. You has no cat. For a while I didn't have a cat, and I was kind of okay with it, but I was barely home too. Had to pay all that ugly child support to my ex on the shared custody. It was 50-50 custody for anybody who does not know about my situation, but he refused to work, and every time there was a child support review, he'd conveniently lose a job. Every single time. So there was $1,500 a month, and I had to work so much that it was too hard to take care of the cat, so my mom took care of him until he had his last days. And Rascal actually had a boyfriend. My mom called me the one day, she said, "Chris, your cat's gay." And it wasn't a dominance thing. He just liked to be with Dynamite. You know, most of the time they say, oh, it's dominance and stuff, but no, not in Rascal's case. Because there was a female cat in the house too. So he lived out his last days having a good life, but it kind of allowed me to reset because I was always taking care of animals and you know, I hadn't been totally by myself to just figure out where I was mentally. Boy, I abused that white paint again. Don't need a lot of it. Scooch him over just a little bit more. There we go. Oh, so close, guys. So close. Oh no, we have two cats now. Two very spoiled cats. Oscar's my polydactyl. He's got 6 toes on each foot. And he's about 14 or 15 now. We're not even really sure. This lady put an ad up on Craigslist that she didn't want the cat anymore. And she said he was about 4 years old. Oh, why did I paint like that? Now I can't get in there. So I've had him for years, and he's very much Mama's boy. And then Thomas Wraith we got back before Christmas, and he's now a little over a year. And he is an American Bombay, so he's jet black. His eyes are yellow-orange with a little bit of green, so he isn't breed standard for an American Bombay because their eyes are supposed to be orange. But he definitely has the Bombay personality. Besides being absolutely curious, he is Velcro cat. He is super duper affectionate and wants his people around him like 24/7. They're actually difficult cats to rehome sometimes because they do bond with family members really, really hard. And we joke that he's a cross between rabbit, because rabbits like to rearrange things, monkey, probably more like capuchin monkey, raccoon, toddler, dog, and cat. Because the other trait of the American Bombay is they're extremely intelligent. And they like to problem solve, they like puzzles. So my next thing I'm going to get him is there's this baby toy of this hollow ball that's got enough room that a cat's paw would fit in there just nice, unless it was Oscar with his giant paws. But there's a little ball inside of it that has a bell inside of that. And I'm going to get one for Thomas because I know it'll drive him nuts. It'll be so funny to watch him try to get that little ball out of there, and I know he's going to try too. Screensaver kicked in, I knew that. Yeah. Oh, when you get one that's just curious about everything, oh, they can be a handful. Thomas definitely can be a handful, but oh my gosh, he is just the biggest love. I'm trying not to block the view here. I don't know which way to go. Guess at this point it's not going to matter too much which way I go. There, that'll be better. A little bit of green in here. I carry that green throughout the canvas so it doesn't look too out of place. Okay, glancing in the camera. Oh, that looks nice. Oh, darn. Okay, that works. I think at Digital HAMMURABI, they're going to be pretty happy with this. I'm going to be very, very happy with this. Dr. Josh's lizard brain is going to take over and he'll keep it. But my lizard brain wants it. I'm using acrylics, yeah. Not the most expensive acrylics either. I started out painting in oils when I was in middle school, so because my mom works in nothing but oils, so that's what I learned in. Started using acrylics in high school in my art classes, and didn't take too well to them right away. But it's like now I've gotten this mix where, I mean, I can do some very smooth looking fan art type stuff with acrylic, but this one I wanted the texture in and everything, so I'm using similar style to what I do with oils. So this entire canvas has been done with a size 1 brush. And that way I get the texture in there and I get the look that I want. The original image is in the description. And it was the start of my reference, but there's 575 of these dragons that they've estimated to be on the Ishtar Gate. And so all of them were a little bit different. Some had Saddam Hussein had commissioned to be remade. And so the colors are extremely intense blues, like the brightest blues I have on here. But they're solid panels of color in the bricks because they've been redone. And I didn't want that. But this is not an exact duplicate of the image that is at the Detroit Museum of Art. And that's where the link in the description, that's where that one is from. But I like the detail of it, the roughness and the pieces that look like they had broken off, and you know, I enjoyed that a lot because it added a lot more visual interest. I need a little bit more browns over here maybe. A second. Brush in my mouth. Get the last bit of this brown out of here. Go. And some of these acrylics, I'm using soft body ones that are really, really super old. So they've gotten thick. And that's kind of given me the texture that I really enjoy in the paint. And then crossing it with the craft paints that I'm using. Because I know they're not expensive, and you know, other artists would complain that, you know, I'm using cheap paints, but I like the mixture of the textures of the paint, and plus it's what I can afford. You gotta go with what you can afford sometimes. This has got such an interesting blend to it right here. It's almost like I'm doing it with a palette knife. And I just really like that. I found somebody who does fine art scans of paintings. They have a large enough scanner to be able to handle a canvas this size easily, and I'm going to have them do that, and then I'm going to keep the scan until I can afford to get art prints made of this, and then I'll be able to sign the prints and sell them on Etsy. But I'm also going to have photographs done of this one. My sister-in-law is a professional photographer and a historian for the Historical Society besides. But she does great photos, so I'm going to have her do some photos of this and of me with this. And then I'm going to be sending it to Dr. Josh or Dr. Bowman, and then if they decide to keep it, that's up to them. We were going to hold the auction for it ourselves and then just give them the money, but he always has this, Digital HAMMURABI always has this image in the back on their videos, and which is why I chose to do this one as a thank you, because they helped us out when we were in trouble and they didn't even know us at the time. And so I thought it'd be kind of cool to do the image of it. It'd be really neat to see it on their videos. So right now they're just green screening one, you know, and throwing the image on the back of the green screen. It would be really cool to see an entire painting of it. Some of the colors are a little bit more ruddy than the other ones, a little bit more messy. And it's just the way I want it. Now I'm trying to roll that thick one off the brush and it won't come off. There. About time. Uncooperative bugger. Well, if I can't do the portrait, draw it the way I want for my next set of live streams in the art room, I may just turn around and do one where I'm weaving. So I have a yew branch that I want to weave in that somebody gave to me. And yew wood is like, you know, $40 a pound. I mean, it's really expensive up here. And the guy gave me a couple branches. He is a bow maker. But he saw one of my weavings at Pagan Pride and he really liked it. So he wants to see what I want to do with it. So that might be my next project. Not exactly sure. In part because the one little boy that passed away that I took care of for years, I have a picture of his mom holding him. And he just passed away before Mother's Day. And so I'm thinking I'm going to give that one an attempt. I've done portraits of this boy before. But to be able to get his mom in there right too is the thing that I'm not sure. She's very pretty, so I'm hoping I can give her justice. But we'll see if I'm happy with the first stage drawing that I do. I'm not a portrait artist. I can do portraits of babies. I've done some great portraits of babies, but adults kind of stress me out a little bit. So right now I'm just kind of going down the side of this thing. With this weird music I have left over from when Minecraft was running on this computer and freezing up constantly. I was playing on one of Paranoia's worlds and I'd be frozen solid for a while. It was sad. Oh, well, thank you. The cornerstone being its neck gray or cream colored. That one is kind of this really pale blue gray. It's from Target. It's homemade modern and it's called Sky. And it just is this really, really pretty sky blue. Hard to see in the lighting in here, but this is like $2 at Target, and they've got some fantastic colors. So that was kind of intentional on that spot there. I wanted that difference in the paint. A little bit more black over here. Because originally, The dragons on the Ishtar Gate were done in bas relief in tiles. And some of the tiles, it even looks like there were several artists that had worked on an individual tile. So this wasn't done in paint originally. Right now I know you can't see, but I'm just trying to get that last bit on the side here. Just have a little bit more to go. I won't have all the side done. I have to do the bottom and one of the gold bricks edges on this side, but I'm not going to do that tonight. We're still going to sign it though, because that's just touch-up work. So I'll have to do the edge right here on this side and then underneath, because this is a stretched canvas. Oh, sweet. Touch that up just a little bit. Okay. Do I have any lines missing? A little bit there. Why did I download this piece of music from YouTube? The weird tunes tonight are actually from YouTube's free library for creators, so I don't get into any sort of copyright issues. That looks about right. Yeah. Okay. I know, a lot of camera movement tonight, guys. I apologize. Okay, later, Paranoia. Love you. Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna go a little black paint. So I'm gonna get some fresh black paint in here. This is what my tray ended up looking like. It's a mess. It's a recycled tray from a medical kit, because I used to get a ton of them. Yeah, this one was really dark. Originally this was from my Minecraft live streams on this computer. I have different music on my other computer. Actually, I see one spot I can fix right now. But my Minecraft live streams, I'm building an entire world, working on a steampunk type city at the moment, where it is a little bit of a dark rule. Some airships that are metal airships and stuff like that I'm going to be working on. But there's monuments to people I've known from the Great Debate community and stuff, to people that had helped hubby and I out after I had my surgery last October. So banners for them and stuff, and just, you know, little bits thrown here and there, but the city itself is kind of dark. And so that's why I had this music in the background for a while. Okay. I'm get this paint nice and liquid here. Not enough to be able to sign with. Okay, the reason I go with Christina Blackfeather as my YouTube handle is that when I was 17, I had a vision of all of the paintings that I've done in my life. And I was showing somebody the canvases. We were walking along, and at the very last canvas, which would be the very last painting I would ever do, this huge black eagle feather fell out of the canvas and into my hand, and it had a split down the center of the shaft and a notch taken out of the side. Now, we had, on the horse farm, we had a lot of tribal people over a lot. We had horse shows, we had all sorts of things going on, and one of them had told me that that was the symbol of myself and my spirit. And I got the same thing when I did beadwork for the Ojibwe tribe as well, later in life. And so I started using black feather when I was in high school. And that's just kind of stuck. So a lot of Western artists would use, cowboy artists like Orrin Mixer and stuff, will use certain symbols beside their name, and that's kind of their trademark. And so I started doing the same thing with this black feather. And I still have friends that call me Blackie or call me Feather because they know too many girls named Christine. So 5:15. There you go, guys. That's it. That's it. That other stuff, I'm going to have to flip the whole thing over when all's dry and just clean up those edges underneath. But otherwise, this thing is done, guys. Das ist alles. So let's zoom out. And I take a look at this whole thing. There it is. Let me scooch it back forward too, so you can get a better view of it. I gotta be careful not to touch wet paint. Okay. Careful, Feather. I call myself Feather a lot too. So yeah, there we go at a better angle. There he is. There's Marduk. Hubby's applauding. That is the god Marduk, you guys. Oh my gosh. Oh, let me get this stand to adjust. There. I'm happy. I am very, very happy. That was a lot of hours with one small brush. Thank you, Just Went. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Celestial. I will be taking photos of this and posting it on my Instagram and Facebook and on my YouTube as well. And yeah, this looks really cool. So thank you guys for stopping in. And don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you later. Bless